Hello, good people. Thank you for continued support. Thank you for those who are watching my videos, and thank you for those who are planning to continue sharing, because I'm happy for those who are sharing my videos. Every time you see my video, please click, watch, share, let other people understand what you're talking about, because when you talk about it, it becomes better. It becomes easier for us to understand, for us even to comprehend what is happening. For instance, let us go into the politics directly. First, I want us to imagine a situation whereby you have gone into a race. Tutake kwa race. You have gone into a business. You have done at a certain business, ama umepiga tu deal flani ikaivana. What comes next to your mind? Is it stopping doing that gig? Ama is it planning to do more gigs so that you can get more money, so that you can get more prosperous? This is what happens to everyone, to every human being, to every society. Everyone has a feeling that when I achieve a certain goal once, I have the mandate to expand that goal and achieve a bigger goal, or I even achieve higher. For instance, kuna hii game yenye inakuanga ya kuruka high jump. Ile time umewekewa high jump ukaruka, unakuanga now you go back and expect now to be there for the standards to be set higher for you to jump. So mwenye ata jump hadi ya jump the highest ndio anakuwa queen. What I mean when I say this? When I say this, I mean every time someone achieves something, they tend to feel like now they have conquered that, so they want just to conquer more. That's why sometimes you ask, why do politicians steal so much money and yet they have so much money in their pockets? I once asked someone that, nikamuuliza, sometimes naonanga kama politician wetu wako na pesa. They wako na pesa ajabu, yani ni wasee tu wako well off. Why should they keep stealing? So I was politely asking that, but nilimwambia, if you cannot get satisfied by the life that you are living now, how will you be satisfied when you are living a life of millions? Akaniambia, this is what he told me exactly. No human beings is ever satisfied. That's true. That's correct. When you look around the world, for the people who have become the wealthiest people in the world, they tend to compete and fight and do everything they can so that they can continue being wealthier, get more money, do more things so that they can even get more money. For instance, look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk was worth some few millions. Maybe his life was better, was happier. Hiyo time alikuwa na wife, alikuwa na children. But at some point, as money increased, he dedicated more of his time, more of his creativity to gain more money. In the process, he lost his family, his wife, most of his children akabaki, I think, na watoto wawili ama mmoja mwenye anakaa na yeye. So you can see, every time you get more money, you just desire to be more wealthier, to be more influential, to be more everything. Now, this brings me back to our country and our politics here. We saw back last week kulikuwa na election. Last week kumekuwa na election pale Olkalau. So the DCP iliweza ku beat another team yenye walikuwa na compete na sana moso UDA, because UDA ndio ilikuwa the formidable force ama the ultimate competitor between DCP and UDA. So the moment they beat UDA, Gachagua was like, okay, if we can beat UDA in Olkalau, I think we can take the whole of Mount Kenya region and some other parts of Kenya, like Nairobi. You can go to Mombasa, you can go to northeastern, you can go to eastern and take more seats for DCP. So this is what he's planning for DCP. So for DCP, Gachagua is expecting that he's going to get around 130 MPs. Think about that. He's also expecting to get 720 MCS out of DCP. He's also expecting to get 20 governors and 20 senators. I don't know about women rep, but that's what he's expecting. So you understand, if he gets a governor from certain county, it is more likely than unlikely that he's going to get the women rep from the same county, because mostly people do not vote on agenda or anything. They just vote, wanapigia chama ile inaitwa piga sutu. Ukiona tu rangi za UDA yellow and green, piga hiyo. Ukiona za DCP green, piga hiyo, alafu mambo itakuwa nywe. So he's demanding that. So my question was, no, after I saw these demands, I just went direct to Google and I asked, how many leaders, how many governors, senators can we get out of Mount Kenya at large? Also, just disregarding the fact that there is now a rift between the Mount Kenya East and the Mount Kenya West. I'm not going to talk about that. I just give him a sweeping whole of Mount Kenya, the whole of Mount Kenya, from hii side ya Meru, Embu, hadi kwa Nyandarua, Laikipia, Nakuru. All of them I just gave him all of them. So nikaangalia nikaona the maximum he can get out of governors from Mount Kenya, if they all of them voted for DCP candidates, you'd get 9 to 10 governors, the same with senators, same with women rep. Then you get around 400 to 550 MCS. You get around 50 to 60 members of parliament. So my question would be, where is he going to get these other people that he's looking for? When you look at the united opposition, for instance, if we said now, we as united opposition, we want to have 20 governors, 20 senators, 20 women rep, 720 MCS, we get 130 MPs that we can control the house, so that even if we do not get into the presidency, or even if whoever gets into the presidency, we can now make the policies using our MPs. That would sound better. But when he says DCP, this disqualifies like in a Wiper, inatoa wase wote hadi wasewa Linda Mwananchi, kina Sifuna and other people, unless he's deciding that the DCP itaenda kuwa the umbrella chama for all the MPs for united opposition, then yeah, we can give him that. But is he delusional thinking that the DCP can get all those people? I don't know. You people comment. Let me hear what you have to say about that. Going forward, I was looking at the slow movement of our justice system. How do we put it? I was looking at how slow our justice system might look. Sometimes you might think that it is too slow for it to give justice to the people who deserve it more. But some other times it might be, there may be the piles and piles of the cases that have been on our justice system all through the time. Let us look at this slowly, step by step. Last week, I was intensely talking about a man who had taken the lives of his children, his wife, since 2019, saying in 2026, 37 years down the line. Then when we look at the politically motivated issues like the death of Ojwang Albert, whose life was taken in the police cells last year. And now we demanded, we cried, we called out the police, we called out everyone, tukisema tunataka justice for Ojwang. It has taken all the time. Now it is now the time that they are opening his files, looking at what had happened. Surprisingly enough, we find that Ojwang was sent into the police cells, but without just as normally how the police do their work. They had some two boys go and visit him, just give him some little talk, show him how the police cells work. But maybe unfortunately, they did not leave him in a very good condition, so that at some point after now, the two boys were going to teach him about now the environment of the police cells. Before they came out, when there was OCS who was there, that is Mr. Talam, before he went into the cells to confirm now whether Ojwang has learned some lessons, maybe found him in a critical situation. They had to rush him into Nairobi Women Hospital. Before he reached there, he was pronounced dead. So that is the justice, that is the police cells that we have. These are the people that we think that when I have issues, ile time nakimbizwa na magaidi, nikikimbia kwa police station, at least I will have someone to tetea me. Today I was watching the documentary on NTV about how the people of Kalonzo were being attacked. Then I saw someone who was driving hiyo lori ya DCP yenye ilikuwa inabeba wasa DCP wakipiga makelele na mamics akisema, the moment they jumped out of the gari, they ran towards the police army barracks ama police post, ndio akifika huko at least atakuwa na some kind of security. Unfortunately, before afika huko jamaa akashikwa, akapigwa na before his life was taken, at least akaokolewa na nduru za wananchi. So I'm like, if everyone when they are in trouble they think about police station, that's where they're going to get their safety. But now again you find that when you go to the police station, they can anaweza kushort change and then start teaching you how you live there. Before you understand how you live there, you are normal, so you never learn your lessons, because the dead don't tell stories. The dead don't tell tales. Think about it. Okay. So hii kesi ya Ojwang, sometimes it gives me a lot of questions. When I see a case that was publicly spoken about, people demanded for justice for a very long time, and it comes out after a very long time. Because I was, at some point, I talked about hii kesi ya Rex Masai after he was shot on the daylight, and that is when there was some kind of light. Then the shooter was caught on cameras. He was taken to the courts. Amekuwa tu kwa courts for some time. Then he's like, no, I didn't shoot that guy. Maybe someone else shot him, or he shot himself, but not me. So it's like we have to keep on casing this. We have to keep on repeating this until we get the right person who did the case, even though already we know who might have done it. And when we look at the look of things, we can clearly point to who did it. But when it comes to our justice system, we want it to be cutting edge, clear, that like ikwetu hakuna tashwishi kabisa, like hey manze, mnaweza sema ni huyu, at least tunaona yeye, his face, his clothes, everything matches, even the bullets, even the cartridges, there is now ding the bullet, they match even to whatever the gun he holds, and everything matches with him. But since bado anakataa, anasema si yeye, bado you have to give him time to listen to him. 5 years goes, 10 years goes, hii kesi inakuja inaanza kuwa boring before jamaa akuwe judged. Now it may take a lot of time. Then it gives other police officers, some other wrongdoers, or people are going to do offenses, it gives them now courage to do it, because they know even before they are prosecuted, it will take some time. It will give them time now to maneuver and move around, and maybe they can tamper with witnesses. So this is very dangerous for our court system. So if they can at least find a way of kuyarakisha, I'm not saying that the prosecuted people who are unjustly prosecuted. They should prosecute people for the sins, ama kwa makosa yenye amefanya, but they should not just prosecute people because they need to close more cases and make people happier. Because we have had cases whereby many people are in the cells, ama watu wengi wako kwa prisons wrongly, just because they have been accused with something that they did not do. Those things happen. But if now things that are clearly kabisa kwa limelight, it happened here, and these are the people implicated, if these people now can be taken action against, so that at least we can close some of these cases, it might be better. And also so many people would learn from it, because in case iko kwa public na people try to follow cases that are in public more than zenye ziko behind the curtains, na hii iko kwa public, when it is prosecuted fast, accurately, na hakuna tashwishi mingi, pia watu wenye wako ready kufanya vitu zingine hiyo watakuwa like, hey, we are not going to do that because we know you are going to be caught up easily. The same with guns. Ama guns zenye tunaona wakiangaisha watu, they are the people who have mastered now the systems work. Like if not, these are the systems work. Like you do this, you're not prosecuted, no one catches up with you, no one does anything to you, you can keep doing this and you are protected by the law, because you can always keep appealing, and things will keep repeating themselves, and they take as long as they can for it to be refilled, ama for it now for me to be prosecuted, for me to be sentenced. These are the things that they might be thinking about. Again, as I said, I was watching that documentary on NTV. It was showing how people are being now persecuted just for being voters. Imagine you're in your county, ama uko kwa constituency yako, you're preparing to go and vote, then you see people coming carrying tear gas, wamebeba zile mabunde kubwa kubwa, wanataka tu kuja kuangaisha tu ndio msipige kura. Kwa like, you people should not be as bold as you are, mkisema ati you are going to nenda kukataa hii UDA candidate. No, that is not how it works. We want, when you tell you UDA candidate is good and we give you as much money as we can give you, we want you not to change your mind and vote for the people that you want. But these goons were there, police were there, and I think police are more overpowered. They cannot control this kind of masses. I don't know. Police also wanafaa kuchunguza sana, because I don't think whether police wana lack that power to control these masses. What do you think as human beings? Mnafikiriaje kama wa Kenya tukuwe na police wenye hawezi handle, let us say now this is 2027 and things turn out as they did in Al-Kalau? How is Kenya going to be looking in 2027? I'm really worried for my country, Kenya, but I hope things are going to change for better. Now going forward, let us look at now the people of Olkalau. The people of Olkalau gave us a script that we should all play. When you go to the voting station, piga kura yako, maybe hang around but be peaceful. Tagia hadi hiyo kura ihesabiwe, be a witness. Hiyo kura venye inaenda, just fuatilia tu, hata kama you're going to follow through the phone, follow to make sure that your vote counts. Sio kupiga kura tu na kwenda home, because the people also who are in the polling station can be compromised, but you cannot compromise yourself. So hang around, listen to the votes, follow them as they go, and hadi ifike huko mwisho. So there is this MP anaitwa Kawanjiko of Kiambaa. He tried to cause chaos in Olkalau hii time ya by election, inasemekana ndiye alileta goons, and the people of Olkalau are not so happy. So his people from Kiambaa, that is they took from the people of Olkalau na wakaanza kuprotest about Kawanjiko, akisema Kawanjiko is not a good person. I can say it is an influence from the DCP group, but also if an MP can stand up and sponsor people to go and cause chaos to other people, that is not a person who should be allowed in a public office. These are people now should be prosecuted. I was talking last week nikisema sometimes our justice system, sometimes, as I have just said some few minutes ago, somehow it makes things to look the way we are not seeing. Before the Olkalau election happened, the IBC was trying to sanction some MPs just because of altering inflammatory speeches. Some are making speeches that can cause chaos in the future, and the courts are like, oh no, you're going to suspend that. You do not pay that 2.5 million that you have been told to pay. Also, you do not pay that 1 million. Do not issue that apology that the IBC is saying. Until now, you're going to listen to it. Now you can now think about if it is 2027. Some MPs in Eastern are spewing inflammatory words, others in Nyanza, others in Central, others in Coast, others in Northeastern. And all those ones, you cannot sanction them as IBC because they are going to run to the courts and report, and the court is going to say, oh, okay, we'll give you time, you're going to listen you now in 2028 or 2029. So at least for now, you can run for your MP, you become an MP. So when we are listening to you, you're going to listen you kama mheshimiwa. And you know, most of the time, our Kenyan mheshimiwas, the way they get favors from everywhere they go. So you can see what I'm talking about. Our justice system should look at systems, and should look at things that are clear enough, that do not need a lot of discussion, and they just judge them as fast, as accurately as they can, so that these people other people can learn from the mistakes of these. Because naambiwanga sometimes pia, kama wewe huwezi soma kwa makosa mwenzako, sio ni mshenzi. Nice. So again, looking into the news, today I saw that Mudavadi was pleading with the clergy, that is the Catholics. I think was a Catholic kuna mahali alikuwa na meet, wangelelea about how they are going to conduct the issues. I think is the East Africa, the Catholic heads, the heads of East Africa. So Mudavadi was invited, and in his speech he said that the clergy now should talk to the youth so that they do not cause chaos. So one of the clergy members rose up and said that also the government should listen to the youths, because you do not listen to the youths if you just deafen your ears against the youths. The youths are going to rise up against you, and they are going to fight you as much as they can, because they feel they are not being heard. And if the youth feel they are not being heard, who is going to prevent them from now escalating and just wanting their voice to be heard? Because for now, today we are saying we are the Gen Z, we want to be heard. Then going into the next 10, 20 years, we'll have a new batch of youths. So the youths hawataisha. So if we do not learn to listen to the young people, to the youthful people who are energetic, when you're on a time, they have everything, they can even destroy the country today and hope in 10 to 20 years before wazeka afike in their 30s, 40s, itakuwa imerudi normal. So if you do not listen to the youth, anytime, any century, hata in the 1940s, hata come 21 in the 20th, in the 22nd century, that's 2100. If people do not listen to the youth are going to give them hard time. So it's better for us to start learning on how to listen to our youngings, our youths, when they say something, because they just do not say something out of delusion, they just do not say anything out of anywhere. They say things because they feel they should say it, and they feel when these things are done, they're going to affect them better. So Mudavadi telling the clergy now to go and talk to the youth is becoming delusional, because first, think about it. When you look at the statistics, the data from the youthful people, they are saying, I left the church, I did not leave Jesus. So look at it clearly. The youth are not in the church. You tell the clergy to go and talk to the youth, the clergy is going to talk to our parents and parents of our parents. That is our gukas. Those are the people who have been told every now and then you should fear the government is going to abduct you. The youth are not afraid of anything. They are there to tackle you and talk to you directly, tell you what is affecting them. You are not listening to them. They are going to do anything possible they can so that you can listen to them. So listen to the youth. Stop telling the clergy to come and compel the youth. Religion nowadays does not work as perfectly as it did, because now people are opening their eyes and seeing that when politics entered into religion, religion also became political. So we might be spiritual, but religion, we are also trying to see how we are going to deal with it. Hata religious leaders waikuja sana, we are going to teach them the lesson that we are teaching the politicians. Lastly, Ruto, after feeling the heat coming out of Kalonzo, ni kama ameamua hapa Mount Kenya, sana Mount Kenya West, I'm not going to get anything, because at least he has some goons who are fighting for him in Mount Kenya East so that they can capture some votes for him there. And I feel hapa Mount Kenya hizi kura za Mount Kenya 4 million is not going to get any. So yamerudi huko Rift Valley, yamekuwa South Rift, like campaign trying to revive his strongholds. And you remember Ruto comes from North Rift. Hii ni kama kusema Kalonzo anatoa Kitui, but he can talk to the people of Machakos, Makueni, and extend a little Kombere, Embu, talking to them. So this is Ruto talking to the people of South Rift, telling them, I am me, ni mtoto yenu mnisikize. At least come 2027 mnipe kura. Hata kama wengine wamenikataa, nabii akatalie kwa. But do you remember the saying that says, a prophet is not respected in his own home turf? I don't know. I hope you get something from it. But this is a lesson to all the leaders. When people say no, they mean no. And people know what they are saying. If you can listen to the people clearly, the voices of the people always speak and speak one thing. And when people speak, it doesn't matter who is delivering the message. It can be something as chokra as Ngodho is going to be the MP speaking for the people of Kalonzo. So the people are like, mnaita Ngodho chokora, tumemlia nguo, sisi ndio mmetumwa huko sasa. This chokora is going to speak the language of the other chokoras in Kalonzo. So the people of Kenya are speaking and saying, we do not want this kind of leadership. We do not want this kind of governance. We want the people accountable. Kama unalipa mshahara 500,000 per month, hatutaki, na maybe tukipiga hesabu ya marupurupu yako na watuoni kampani zingine una run around, hatutaki ukikuja kwa Sunday school ama kwa Sunday kwa Harambee utupe 1 million. No, we don't want that. Kuja kwa Harambee utupe 50, you will be humbled for your generosity. Ama useme utupe, but mobilize other friends wenye wako na industries, let them come. Otherwise, you can open industries, zina employ people. The money you get from there now, at least you can say now you have your own industries. You can understand, but you're just an MP, just a president, you're just a deputy president, just an MCA. But then every time we call you to an Harambee, you come carrying billions. Does that make sense, really? We should think about that. We should be asking ourselves such questions. Otherwise, see you in the next news.